show and get your fill. But if you ain't lucky, your mind get killed. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Working hard through blood, sweat, and tears. Heart, family, delivering beer. What the customer least expects. Drop window statues and special effects. And watch a show if you dare. Learn the science. Behind the scare. We've got ghouls and goblins and the haunters of life, reaching out from everywhere around town. Maybe you'll be next.
Hey, what's going on, everyone out there in TV land, or Facebook land, or wherever we're at?
So there's
Am
my
I on?
second
Can you hear me?
hookup. Yeah, they can hear you fine. He says he's got it.
Man, all that talking I was doing earlier, oh, that's all right. I can talk more.
All
But
right,
I'm Johnny. I'm Johnny, the Doll Master Clown. How's it going?
Johnny, this is what you get for being first on my show in season 2.
Hey,
You get all the hiccups.
hey, we gotta break you in. You know, you'll figure it out. You're better than I am. I wouldn't even attempt it. So I give you a thumbs up for trying.
Yeah. Well, it took me a couple
We're on.
weeks. All right, cool. So, let's try this again. Johnny Taylor, the Doll Master Clown. Tell us what got you started.
Well, back in the day, when I was a little kid, I always got into Halloween. Never was really a movie watcher, but I've always got into costumes and the makeup, and I've always entered local contests all my life. I still dress up for Halloween. I try to be something different every year. And then just recently, maybe 5 years ago, I decided to start painting and doing little costumes on dolls because I seen someone else doing it and found out there was groups, people do it, people sell them, and I thought, well, you know, it's fun. So I started picking up dolls, painting them up, different little characters, and kind of took off from there, you know. I got me an Etsy store. So yeah, that's pretty much how I started, just a interest in Halloween. Plus I'm kind of a crafty guy, so like making stuff and creating stuff, and with dolls as a canvas, the ideas and the possibilities are endless.
What kind of dolls do you like? Is it the fabric Raggedy Ann, or like the old school porcelain ones?
Well, you find all kinds. You got your porcelain dolls, you got your, I call them vintage vinyl plastic dolls. You got your Raggedy Ann cloth type dolls. Different people like different types. I got some customers that strictly like plastic dolls. I got some that strictly like porcelain dolls. I got some that like both. My preference is I try to make something to satisfy everybody. So I do cloth dolls. I do Raggedy Ann dolls. I put them in containment boxes with a dream catcher and a bone, and I do the vinyl dolls. I've done, you know, you can go to the extreme with dolls. You can saw their heads off, have their guts hanging out, and put them on a piece of wood, and it's a piece of art. Or
Yeah.
you can go mild with it. You can just make, you can take a porcelain doll and just do a real mild paint job and make Victorian style vampires or whatever. Like I said, the possibilities are endless with dolls.
Now you have a famous doll, don't you?
Yeah, I have a doll that was on that program, NCIS. It was 2018, and the episode is called Sight Unseen. and they had bought one of my dolls off my Etsy store, and asked. They said, "Hey, can we use this doll on TV?" I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, go ahead," you know. And then they actually did, you know. And they sent me a piece of paper, and they got my permission to add a voice to it if they wanted to or whatever. So that was kind of cool. It was on there for 10 or 15 seconds. You can look it up. And oh yeah, I got a tattoo of that doll just last week. Well, good you can see it, but if you can see that doll there, that's the doll that was on NCIS. And I got a
Up a little
tattoo
higher.
of it, you know.
All right.
So that's my, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. That lab tech Abby, she's one of my favorite characters on that show. Him and Gibbs,
Yeah.
I love them both.
Yeah, I really don't watch the show too much, but I do know that Abby chick, she's kind of a gothic, nerdy, yeah. So it's kind of cool on the show. It's a real quick clip, but basically she's leaving the show and she's packing up a box of her belongings to donate to the local shelter. And one of the things in that box is the doll. And she explains to the guy that it was her childhood doll, and she named it Winifred. You know, and it's kind of cool seeing it on TV. You know, I think I pretty much got lucky because there's a lot of dolls on Etsy and a lot of good dolls. So I think the person, the prop master of the show, needed a doll, went on Etsy, looked at a bunch of them, and I just got lucky and they picked mine.
Well, I will say on the show, she's got a very particular style. So
Yeah.
they were probably searching for a very particular type of doll, and that seems to be your style as well.
Yeah, it's a clown type doll. And since I'm a doll master clown, I tend to make a lot of clown dolls. And
Nice.
plus, they seem pretty popular. People like scary clowns, and they like dolls. And you put them all together, and you got a scary clown doll. It's something neat to have, something you put on the shelf, and you know they make good gag gifts.
Now you're a clown in real
Sometimes.
life too, aren't you?
And I'm a real clown. I am a real clown in real life, and there's not too many of them. I don't know of too many in my area. I mean, a clown that actually does gigs where, you know, someone gets a hold of me, they want me to do a kids party, which basically entails me showing up and doing balloon animals for everybody. So I'll do balloon animals for the birthday kid. I'll give them 4 or 5 to where they can't hold them anymore, and then I'll give all their friends a balloon animal, and then I collect the cash, and then I'm out of there before they start popping them.
Yeah.
Gotta go. Yeah. Well, it's real easy, and I mean, it's easy for some. I've seen other people kind of overdo the clown thing to where they got a whole show and a production, and I've seen some real nightmares. I've learned over the years just to keep it simple. Do some balloon animals, make sure everyone gets a balloon animal, simple balloon animal, and then, like I said, you collect your cash and you're out the door before they start popping.
Yeah.
And I also do adult parties. Like I do, I have a character called Filthy Frank, the hobo stripper. So I show up with a balloon bouquet, and it's usually in a bar. It's either in a bar or it's in someone's house, usually for like 50-year-old birthday parties, over-the-hill parties. And I give them gag gifts like hemorrhoid ointment, mothballs, you know, denture cream, and then I usually do some kind of surprise ending. You know, like I'll do a pants drop, and I'll have funny underwear on, or something crazy. You know, it's a big hit. I got videos on YouTube. If you look up Filthy Frank, the hobo stripper, you can see some of my acts on YouTube. And I got different characters. I got a character called Harry It, the cross-dressing clown, and I kind of created that character for guys' parties. Because as Filthy Frank, the hobo stripper, I did pretty much all girls' parties.
Yeah.
But with this character, Harry, the cross-dressing clown, I look like Swiss Miss on crack. I mean, I got the yellow braids. You know, it's hilarious. If you look it up, you'll find the video on I mean, if you look up Harry It, the cross-dressing clown, I'm really plugging away here. I ain't trying to sell anything. I just want people to see what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm a real clown. I really do the real clown. I actually get paid sometimes for doing it, which basically that's how you know if you're a real clown. You're actually getting paid for it, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can spend, months in your own bedroom wearing your clown outfit, and if you're not getting paid, are you really a clown? Or are you really just a guy, wearing a clown outfit?
So that's a good point right there.
Yeah.
So pre-working on these dolls and turning them into works of art, what got you started and everything? Like as far as Halloween horror.
I don't know, just I love to create. I love to create things, and horror art is kind of hard to mess up. Throw blood on it. It always looks better with more blood. So it's an easy art form for me. Like I said, it's just I like anatomy. I like blood and guts. It's easy for me. That's another reason why when I do the clown thing, I keep it easy, because if you make things too complicated, it takes the fun out of it. And like I said, a lot of times less is more.
Yeah.
You don't want to overdo things. So when I decide to make a clown character for the balloon deliveries, I chose Filthy Frank, the hobo stripper, because I'm kind of like a drunk character, and it's kind of hard to mess it up.
Yeah, you
And
accidentally
you know
fall
what?
down.
It's easy. You're a hobo, bum. It's hard to get wrong. So that's
Yeah.
one reason why I chose the character. That's another reason why I enjoy horror art, because it's easy for me. Like I said, you throw more, if I, like on this elf, I make a little mistake and the tooth is a little bit crooked, no big deal. Throw a little more blood on it, and
Right on. So if somebody's got a haunted house and let's say they're putting together a scene where they want a couple creepy dolls, but now do you do commission work, or is it just what you already have laying around?
well, I do custom work. Like I made a guy from New York wanted his character. He's in a haunted house, and his character is a clown pig type monster. And he sent me a message asking me if I could make him a large plastic clown pig doll that he can carry in his little area or whatever. And yeah, it worked out real good. I put a little snout. I took a big giant. I had I think a 24-inch plastic vintage doll, and I created a snout for it. And I took his picture and I put his same makeup on the doll so it matched his face. And yeah, he was very happy with it. So I do custom, and I really enjoy doing custom things because it takes me out of my normal realm of what I'm doing. Like I would have never made that clown pig doll unless someone wanted one. I would have never thought of it. So it's kind of neat when customers want something that I'm not used to making. And usually comes out pretty good. Usually turns out pretty good for me. So it's enjoyable.
Heck yeah, that seems pretty cool. So if somebody wants to buy one of these or create some custom work, how do they get a hold of you? You got a site or Facebook?
Well, we got the Doll Master Clown on Facebook. And once you get on there, you can check it out and find my links to my Etsy store. You can send me messages on my Etsy store or my Facebook page. People get a hold of me all different kinds of ways. And I get a lot of repeat customers. I get people that start collecting my dolls, and they get another one. I got some people that they want one every month. And that's fine with me.
Hey.
That's good.
Awesome.
That's good.
So you do have some haunted house experience. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Well, ran a haunted house for a Catholic school locally, and it worked out really well. I'm not really much of a haunted house goer, and I really don't get involved in the high-tech, big, giant haunted houses. I'm more of a local, low funds, scare type haunted house. Or maybe I should say more of a creepy type haunted house, not a jump out and scare type haunted house. I've noticed a lot of these haunted houses, you walk around a corner, something jumps out, scares you, which is good for some. I'm more of a, you walk into a scene and you see the actor performing something like chopping meat, might turn to you or something, but it's not the kind of haunted house where you got the actor in your face. You know, I don't like that kind of thing. I'm more of the creepy factor type haunted house. And I've done some set design for some other haunted houses and helped them out with their stuff and makeup and costumes. But I tend to just more or less do my own thing. I try, you know, I've had offers to work in the big haunted houses and stuff, but I'm not really into it, as weird as it may sound. I'm more of a local yokel, you know.
You're more on the artistic side of it.
Right.
So
I mean, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, continue.
I was just going to say I'm more of a, like I said before, I'm more of a creepy type clown rather than a jump out, scare you type scare actor, if I was going to label myself as a scare actor. You know.
Yeah.
I've done some line work for haunted houses where I just work the line outside. So I'm not really inside as an actor. I'm just kind of like entertaining the crowd as they're waiting to go in. Like, you know, I'll do balloon animals. It's pretty funny. There's a clip where I do balloon animals for people, and right when I'm going to hand it to them, I'll pop it, you know, and I'll hand them the pops balloon, you know. Kind of neat for people walking in.
Yeah, get a jump scare kind of right there in the face.
Kind of something, you know. But yeah, it's fun. Halloween's fun. Every aspect of it.
I think so.
Makeup, costumes, you know. So it's kind of fun to be able to do the Halloween thing all year. Because I used to just die waiting for Halloween to come.
Oh, yeah.
And now that I'm doing the doll thing, it's an all-year thing. People, they buy them all year. There's not really a busy time of year. It's kind of a hit and miss all year long. So I get to be involved in the Halloween thing all year, which is good for me. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, that's what I love about the conventions, and unfortunately, this year's kind of, you know, that big span where you're not doing anything because
I know.
everything's shut down. But you normally set up at one of the conventions, don't you?
Well, I normally set up at the local flea market in Belleville, which most everyone there is selling tools, antiques, knickknacks, and then you see my table, and it's full of possessed-looking dolls, and it's a total. I really stand out in the crowd. But I've been doing it for 4 years, so I'm pretty well known in my town for the dolls, and people bring me dolls, they give me dolls. I find dolls on Facebook Marketplace. It's a good place to find dolls. You can buy doll collections, and sometimes you can get them pretty cheap. I've been buying dolls for 3 or 4 years. I got about 600 dolls currently that are in line for a makeover.
And you've gone out to Transworld too, right?
Yeah, I did some work at Transworld. I didn't sell dolls at Transworld, but
Oh,
I helped
okay.
out. I helped out Pale Knight Productions, and they are the big sellers and makers of Perma Blood and Perma Gore, and they had a booth set up. They sell animatronics and that kind of thing. They hired me to be a haunt actor and murderer. I was murdering their animated dummies, pretty much. I've done that for 2 years, which was really fun. I was going to get in there this year, and I was going to work for Poison Props. I was going to help them set up and tear down, but like, you know, quarantine kind of put a damper on everything this year. So.
Yeah.
But next year, it's on. Next year, I'm not sure where I'm going to be or what I'm going to be doing, but I will be at Transworld next year doing something crazy. That's my goal, anyway.
Yeah, I don't think they've booked a show yet, but I've got a line out to Poison Props, so they might be on.
I mean, next year, I mean, everything should be cleared up by next year. We're all hoping.
Yeah, we hope so.
It's really put a big hit on the haunt industry. We know that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I was planning on going to quite a few of them, do some networking to get some people on the show, and everything got shut down. I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll just Facebook message random people. Luckily, I found you and a bunch of cool artists that no longer had any place to display your work because there's no conventions right now. So
yeah, I also was doing it's called the Toy Man Show in St. Louis, and it's a toy convention. I think it's every month, and I was doing that on a pretty much regular basis. It's more of a convention type thing. But mainly I do flea markets, local flea markets, and like I said, it's a big hit. People really are shocked when they see these dolls. They're not expecting it. They're expecting to see another table. They're expecting to see another table of antiques or whatever, and then they come up to my booth, and it's a big shock. So it's kind of fun to see people's reactions and expressions. It's always fun to shock people. You know, that's what I do. So.
So these dolls you make, do you have like a favorite tool or a favorite way of distressing them or painting them, or maybe a favorite product you like using on them?
I mean, every doll's different. I mean, I see people sometimes will just take a little bit of magic marker and they'll do a little bit of something on their face or whatever, and that's it. I tend to usually paint the entire doll. I usually start off with black as a base coat, and then I work off of that.
Okay.
And sometimes I change the hair, sometimes I change the outfits. I try not to do too much of that. I try to look at the doll as I get it, and look at it and think, okay, this doll would be, from the way it's dressed, would be a good vampire. Or this doll, from the way it looks, would be a good headless doll, for whatever reason. So I kind of let the doll tell me what it should be, just by the way it looks, you know. So, and there's some people that really change them up. There's some people that strip them down. They'll dye the clothes black. They'll do all new hair, repaint, and their dolls are pretty expensive because they spend a lot of time on them.
Yeah.
Me, I tend to knock them out pretty quick. I get them pretty cheap. I knock them out pretty quick. Therefore, I can sell them cheap, and more people are happy because more people can afford them, more people can have them, and that's what I do. I'm a clown. I make people happy. So, and I tend to give some away sometimes. Sometimes I'll give one away or two. You know, around Christmas times, I'll box a couple up and ship them to, you know, people that have bought my dolls before, and they'll get a surprise package in the mail. So I kind of like to surprise people. Sometimes when someone orders a doll on Etsy, I'll throw an extra doll in there, especially if they order more than one. I'll throw an extra something in there because I really want people to be surprised. I also sell mystery boxes on Etsy. I got small, medium, and large, and that's really the best deal because a lot of people, like me, when you go to pick up a candy bar from the store, you can't decide what candy bar to get. With these dolls, it's the same way. I have people standing at my table for an hour looking at my dolls because they can't decide which one they want. So if they get a mystery box, they don't have to worry about it. I decide. and it's always been a big hit. I always throw extra something in there.
Are there
Right.
usually accessories included?
Accessories as far as like props for dolls or whatever you mean?
Yeah, maybe a butcher knife or
Yeah, some of my dolls, like I do killer clowns, and they all have their own little butcher knife. In fact, I got a couple right here. Let's see. I carve up these little cleavers. Well, you can see them. But I take, tongue depressors and I carve them up, paint them up, and then certain dolls are killer clowns and they'll have one in their hand or whatever. I'm trying to see if I got anything on here. Here's what I'm working on. This is a conjoined twin baby. And
That's really cool.
I just need to glue this. In fact, I had it glued before and it wasn't working out. So I think I'm gonna do some stapling and some glue. And that's a conjoined twin doll. So you got to make something for everybody. I do conjoined twins. I do clowns. I do porcelain. I do plastic. I do just crazy things. This here is something crazy. If you notice, these dolls have no faces.
Yeah.
Now someone said, "Hey, I got some dolls for you. I got a whole box for $10. Do you want them?" I'm like, "Sure." They brought me these dolls, and there's like 30 of them. And what it is, it's like a Barbie doll. Now, back in the day at the mall, they had a thing where you could get your picture taken, and they'd digitally transfer your face on a doll. And you
Huh.
could buy the doll, and they had different dolls with different hairstyles and stuff. So you can kind of like buy a doll with your face on it. Well, it didn't go over very well. So someone had thrown a bunch of these dolls away, and I got them. I got a whole box of them for $10. These here are just kind of tied on a base.
Yeah, no face. That's pretty creepy.
So it's pretty creepy. There's no paint on these. I just basically just tied these to a base, and I sold a couple of these. They're something different. Different people like different things. Some people like blood and gore. Some people just like possessed dolls or vampires. Everyone's got their own thing.
So, let's see here. So if someone wants to commission some work from you, what would be the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Just send me a message on Facebook, the Doll Master Clown, and that's the best way. I'm always on there.
All right. Have you done any of the talking dolls where you pull the string?
Oh yeah. I probably sold $1,000 over the last 5 years. So I've come across a lot
Wow.
of dolls, different
Okay.
dolls. I've had a couple of the Chatty Cathy's vintage from the '60s. I've had I forget the names of them, but a couple of them walked, and they always sell first. The ones that walk or talk,
Oh yeah.
they're the first ones to sell. And you'd be surprised how many of these dolls from the '70s and '60s that talk or walk or do things still work. You buy them at thrift shops, $5, throw batteries in it, and it walks across the floor. There's some people that strictly do new dolls. They don't want to mess with old dolls because they're dirty or whatever. So they strictly do new dolls. They buy brand new dolls, make them over. Of course, they cost more, but you're getting more of a new product. Because some of these porcelain dolls I come across, they're in boxes. They've been in basements for years. They can be a little bit musty. They could have some natural grime on them, which I like. I like the natural grime.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me at all.
Kind of a patina.
Yeah, like a patina. Some people say, "Hey, I got some dolls, but they're pretty dirty. Do you want them?" Sure. That's less work I have to do.
Right?
But no, I've never seen anyone a dirty doll. They're all clean. They're not, covered in feces or nothing.
No. All right, so I guess it's about that time of the show to get those shameless plugs in. If they want to book you as a clown, or if they want to check out your Etsy store, go and list those sites. How do people get a hold of you?
Well, I do the clown thing, the real clown thing, locally. So, you know, Etsy. I'm the Doll Master Clown on Etsy and Facebook. I'll put a plug in for Pale Knight Productions, and they sell the Permagore and the Permablood, which everyone knows what Permablood is. Permablood is the stuff. So, but yeah, not too many plugs. Just, it was nice to be on your show and get to talk to everybody. I really don't do too many of these interview type things on my show. I do some tutorials. Sometimes I'll do a little live stream video or that. So it's kind of neat to be a guest on a show, you know. Thanks a lot.
Well, it's a pleasure having you.
Hey, right on.
Now, I do got to let your guests know, and we got it up on the screen, but down, if you guys look down, I guess down there, you'll see Johnny Taylor is not responsible for damages due to hauntings or possessions if you buy his dolls.
That's right. Hey, if you see one of these dolls walking around the house, whoo, run, run. Now, there are people that are in the haunted dolls, and I don't want to knock them, because a lot of people take it seriously, and they really think their dolls are haunted, and this and that. But I'll tell you what, I've been around a lot of dolls for a lot of years, and I'm yet to see one walk across the floor, do the dishes, sweep the floor. They don't do any of that. So, you know, if you find
never
a real
had
doll,
one?
good luck on it.
You never had one sitting on a shelf and you leave the room and come back and it's not quite the way you left it?
Yeah, oh yeah. I've had dolls fall off the shelf. I've had dolls set up behind me, and then next thing you know, one falls on me, and right away I'm like, hey, did that doll just jump off that shelf and try to choke me? The price just doubled, you know? But really, you know, I'm not really one that believes in haunted dolls.
Yeah.
Now, I do have a collection of dolls that are older that I keep in my own, like, I guess you can say haunted collection, but like I said, I've never seen one walk or do dishes or really do anything, you know.
That'd be awesome if you could get them to help you out around the house.
That would be ideal. I mean, as many dolls as I've got, if I could get them to actually do some housework, my house would be spotless.
There you go. There you go.
Then
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you and having you on.
Right on. I could talk forever. I mean, I do many things. I do many things, but I'm not going to bore you. But I do many things. I do karaoke. I do it all.
Awesome.
Thanks again.
Well, that wraps it up. Thanks, everybody. Show some love for Johnny Taylor. Go check out his sites.
Right on.
Definitely check out his Etsy store. Bye.
Are we out? Over and out.
Alrighty, we're out now.